Hi guys, it's Eamon here from Infrared Heating Ireland, just back in the office after being out on a delivery this morning. Just wanted to jump here to tell you a few things about infrared. I suppose from dealing with clients, they tend to always ask the same type of questions. The benefits of infrared, if it's so good, why isn't it used more? Because I've never come across it before. And they're good questions, but in general terms, like the infrared is becoming more popular. The standard mindset in Ireland is the electric wall heater. And yes, that has an advantages too, and it is more efficient than the old electric storage heaters we would be familiar with. A lot more people now are turning to electric heating as a form of heating because houses are so well insulated now. But I suppose to compare the modern convector electric heater over the infrared panel, the big one we're seeing more and more is that people are a lot more interested now in the type of heat, which is infrared. And infrared has a lot more health benefits to the convector type heater. So do you ever walk into a room where the heating has been on with an electric heater on the wall and it's a bit tiring? So you can sense the heat around you. Now, some of the heating, you can actually smell the heating. And maybe that's more evident in an office environment over a domestic or an apartment or a house. But with infrared, because of the type of heat it is, it can be described as a more light, more gentle heat. So it doesn't dry the air, it doesn't carry dust. It doesn't burn the oxygen in the room, so you require less ventilation. That's a very important thing over a convector wall heater. The other thing is we have a panel called Sunjoy, and that actually releases ions to the air, and ions we get in nature. So some people we talk to, they say, no, I don't want it, I just want a heater. That's fine. But more and more people now are interested, as I said, in the health benefits, but specifically that panel that releases ions to the air. So not to get too technical about it, the panel releases negative ions to the air, and positive ions are made up of pollutants, bacteria, smells, and this is scientific, it's there already. You can look at it, but in simple terms, the panel releases ions, negative ions, negative ions, and one cancels out the other, therefore improving the air quality. And if we're at a beach or we're in a wooded area or beside a waterfall, we're breathing in these ions, and these ions are good for the human body. And you can look at our website under health benefits to give you more information about that. The other advantage, I suppose, is that you're freeing up wall space. So the panel can go on the wall or the ceiling. It's only slim, it's only 15 mil thick. Now our panels are very light, slim, and they fit directly to the ceiling. So there's no brackets, no knotting, no fixings. So it looks very slim and tidy against those surfaces. So if it's not possible to put it to the ceiling, you can put it on the wall. However, the panel will reduce its effectiveness, its efficiency by around 10% because the panel is having to work harder. Why? Because the panel is designed to radiate approximately 2.5 meters to what's in front of it. Anything beyond that, the level of heat falls off. Whereas if you have it in the ceiling, the standard ceiling height is 2.4 meters and it can get into the room very quickly. So these are just some advantages over the infrared panels compared to an electric convector heater. Now all our panels are fully controllable through the phone. You can go with a wireless programmable thermostat. You can go very simple with a wired controller up to a wireless controller up to a smart controller, and then we have the IR sun regulator, which is specifically designed by us to be used with the infrared. So a standard stat will switch on and off the heating, whereas the controller IR sun will actually regulate the heat coming from the panel. So when the panel turns on, it's using all of the power of the panel. But as the temperature increases, the smart technology means that it knows that you don't need to be outputting all this heat. So it reduces the amount of heat coming from the panel, reduces the electricity being used by the panel, and you get to a point that as the temperature increases, you get to a point where you're only using a couple of 100 watts an hour to maintain that temperature in the room. But that is an option. So you have a couple of different ways to control. Obviously the energy costs are there as well. So the bigger panel we have will heat up to 22 square meters, and that's a 900 watt heater, so that's around 15 cents an hour. Now the panel is not going to be on every hour, so if you want to heat the room for 10 hours, you're probably going to use maybe 4 or 5 hours of electricity. So that averages out then even better, that you're averaging a 22 square meter room over 10 hours of heat required in the room. You're probably going to use maybe 8 or 10 cents an hour of electricity. which is very, very good. Now that IR sun regulator will actually tell you each day, each month, each year how much power that panel is using. So when you configure the device, you put in what you're paying for power and what the wattage of the heater is, and then you can see on the app each and every day how much power that panel is using. So there is other advantages as well. I'd suggest maybe you check out our website, infraredheat.ie, for more information. But look, that's just a bit of information about our product. But do check out our website and like us and look at more video content that we have there as well about infrared heat. Thanks for watching.